Alright, this is my initial reaction of episode 204, Pay the Toll. Couple things, main takeaways from this episode is the episode started with the driver of the truck driver getting jacked at gunpoint going into New Jersey to bring whatever he was bringing over to New Jersey to that trap over there. So he didn't get actually jacked, my bad. He got jumped and they beat the hell out of him. And they sent the message about paying the toll, basically theme of the episode. Paying the toll to the Italian mob boss who runs Jersey. But later on in the episode, we see Worrell get jacked by the same two guys. So it's the same two guys that actually beat up the first driver and sent the message, and it was the same two guys that robbed Worrell but did not harm Worrell, because we found out that Unique was behind the robbery of the school bus. They took the school bus and all the product, money, whatever they had in that school bus, they took it. Unique was behind that because we see him on the phone. And I knew he wasn't going to end up snitching or talking to that female cop. But anyway, we see him on the phone telling the people not to hurt his boy Worrell. So did he get the information on the inside information from Worrell? It looks like that because Unique went into the bodega and he scared the hell out of Juliana. Basically, he left her trembling buying a Coke or something from in that store. But when he walked out, she saw him talking to Worrell. So that could have been when he got the information, or it could just look like that, and there could be another inside man. But he did say, "This is my boy. Don't hurt him or anything like that." So this is what I'm trying to get to: are those two guys that working for Unique as somebody who he's trying to make look like Italian mob workers, that he's trying to start a beef between Rock and the Italian mob? Or is Unique actually working with the Italian mob? Because we know he's in on something. He's definitely in on this. What his angle is left to be determined. And is Worrell the inside spy, or is there another somebody on the inside who is, because Worrell already knows the consequences. If they find out he is working with, it has anything to do with this, he's just say they're gonna cancel Christmas on him. So that's for sure. So you gotta wonder if somebody else is actually the person who the traitor, I guess. The traitor, the spy, whatever you want to call him. That's my question. Is it Worrell? And if it is even Worrell, what's the angle Unique is working? Is he working to start the beef with Rock and the Italians, or is he actually working with the Italians? So these are some questions, the main questions I have coming in. And a question got answered on this episode when Famous got his place. That checked him. That place is not not Breeze's apartment. So Famous got a place, but it's not. But the question I had was, this place that they made such a big deal about, was this Breeze's place? But it wasn't, because I did check everything out. Famous moved into apartment number 407, and I just, by looking at that scene when Kanan got jumped, that was the only scene. I just found it on YouTube. I didn't have to do too much research on it. When he got jumped by Crystal Ball's guys, he was going into Breeze's apartment, and it was apartment number 510. So not even on the same floor. So even if they did remodel the building or something, the 4th floor ain't gonna change to the 5th floor. So that checks out as not being. So most likely Famous is definitely not Breeze. I mean, I already said that I believe Unique is, but I said because of the fact they were making such a big play about this apartment, that there's a possibility that Famous could have been Breeze. So those are the two things definitely I saw out of this episode. But Kanan and Jukebox also are finding parents that they're gonna have a relationship with growing up. Jukebox with her mom, the singer, church choir singer, and Kanan with the cop. And Kanan with the cop, at the end of the episode, he goes to he actually shows up at his house, and Rock follows him. So that's going to be just the continuing storyline throughout this. But the next episode, they go camping, and supposedly they're going to both come clean with each other. So maybe in the next episode, Rock will finally admit that Detective Howard is, in fact, the father of Kanan Stark. So we'll see what happens with that. He don't ever change his name, I know that much. So we'll see what happens with that. I don't know what else other takeaways I have from this episode. Symphony asked to be out of the picture. He asked Rock that don't call him no more. He wanted to be the house, not the vacation. So we'll see if he comes back into play. I'm sure at some point we'll see Symphony again. This story, the point of Power is if they're not dead, you could always see them again in the future. So we'll see if we see Symphony again in the future. Other than that, that's the main takeaways of this episode, is this the two jackings of the product, or no, one beating and warning and the second jacking. That's my main takeaway of this episode. My initial reaction, I go back and watch it again and take notes or something to come up with some more, but just my initial reaction of this episode. That's it.